Irondequoit Police Department presents the colors. Please join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as I ask Reverend Tim Meyer, Chair of the Irondequoit Ministerial Association and Pastor at Durand United Church of Christ, to deliver our invocation.
In my line of work, what we call the Holy Spirit, whose end is to lead us in a life of service, doesn't live in us without a purpose. The Holy Spirit disposes us to use our God-given gifts, authority, and privileged positions with gentleness, kindness, courage, and, when appropriate, firmness. As we gather this morning on this first day of 2016 in this beautiful corner of the good creation, we do not call upon God's name in vain. We invoke God's tenderness, patience, and mercy, through whom the Spirit, preoccupied with love for all life, never ceases to watch over us. The one upon whom we call for inspiration for the coming year in this swearing-in ceremony of our elected leaders, council members, judge, legislators, and supervisors. This God is present with us. Amen.
Please feel free to take your seats. Good morning and welcome to the swearing-in ceremony and organizational meeting for the town of Irondequoit. I'm Assembly Majority Leader Joe Morelli, and let me begin by wishing everyone a happy and very healthy new year. I hope and trust everyone enjoyed a wonderful holiday season surrounded by friends and family. This is an exciting day for Irondequoit as we administer the oath of office to our leadership team, a mix of familiar and new faces, and we turn the page on what I am certain will be a very successful chapter in our town's storied history. Let me take a brief moment to acknowledge a number of distinguished guests who have joined us today who are not being sworn in to the oath of office this morning. Our members of Town Council, Lori Barnum, and Council Member Dave Seeley. Why don't you stand and be acknowledged. Distinguished members of the bench on my far right, the Honorable Joe Janier and Joe Valentino. A familiar face in town, Vinny Esposito, who's the Regional Director of Empire State Development and represents Governor Cuomo here this morning, a former member of the county legislature. Vinny Esposito. And Justin Roy, where's Justin, who is representing County Executive, the new County Executive Cheryl Denolfo. Justin Roy. Thank you all for your presence here today and for your service to our community. You know, former United States Senator Margaret Chase Smith once said, public service must be more than doing a job efficiently and honestly. It must be a complete dedication to the people. For the past 2 years, under Supervisor Bellows' leadership, the team at Town Hall has demonstrated a complete dedication to the citizens of Irondequoit. Over the next 2 years, I'm confident this team will continue to move Irondequoit forward. Supervisor Bello and the town board have fully embraced Irondequoit's motto, a town for a lifetime, and have worked tirelessly to continue to make our community the perfect place to call home. Everywhere you look, there is evidence of the incredible growth Irondequoit has experienced thanks to the dedication and leadership of the team here at Town Hall. In just the past 2 years, there's been more than $20 million in new commercial development in Irondequoit, with more slated to come. This summer, we celebrated the opening of our new state-of-the-art library, which has already become an integral part of our town, bringing together our community, residents, both young and old alike. We've invested in new athletic fields and neighborhood playgrounds for our children, and there is a renewed focus and commitment on family-friendly activities like Winterfest and the Movies Under the Stars series. For years, the people of Irondequoit were forced to accept the empty promises of Medley Center owners who ran off with millions in tax breaks after failing to invest in and develop the property. This administration took action to hold them accountable, and I'm proud that together we fought successfully to remove the project from the Empire Zone program and protect state and local taxpayers. I grew up in Irondequoit, and my wife Mary Beth and I raised our children here. There's nothing more exciting than witnessing the investment our local elected officials are putting into this town for future generations to come. Generations that include my 2 grandchildren who are growing up in a town filled with energy and enthusiasm and optimism. A town I think we all agree has its best days ahead of it. Much work remains to be done, but the evidence of the past 2 years gives me great confidence that our town leadership is up to the task. On a personal level, I stood here 2 years ago and expressed my pride in Adam Bello and the new team at Town Hall. I had worked with each of them and was so happy for them and the great potential they embodied. Today is a different kind of pride because it's no longer what can happen, it's what is happening. It's the promise realized. I'm incredibly grateful this team has exceeded my expectations and hopes, and I think the expectations and hopes of a very grateful community. I look forward to our continued partnership and complete dedication to the town where the land and the waters meet. And now it is my great privilege to begin the administration of the oaths of office, and we're going to begin with Town Justice Pat Russey. Judge Russey, would you please come forward for your oath of office? Patrick is joined today by his family and by Irondequoit Town Justices Joe Janier and Joe Valentino. Patrick joined Irondequoit's bench in 2011 and is a very active partner in Moyer and Russey law firm. Joining the judge is his wife Joanne, and his children are in the audience.
You guys coming? Come on.
He's worked very hard. You should stand with him right now.
Yeah, they had a lot to do with it. They made a lot of sacrifices, Joe, so they sure did. Come on.
I'd like to express my thank you for allowing us to do this for you. You've been a great judge and a great person, and it's very nice of you for both of us to be up here with you today.
Wouldn't have it any other way, Joe.
I, Patrick Russey.
Left hand, right hand.
You're good. And we're judges. I go the other way, put both hands on the Bible. You repeat after me. I, Patrick Russey.
I, Patrick Russey.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I will support the Constitution.
That I will support the Constitution.
Of the United States.
Of the United States.
And the Constitution.
And the Constitution.
Of the State of New York.
Of the State of New York.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
And that I will faithfully discharge.
The duties of the office.
The duties of the office.
Of Town Justice.
Of Town Justice.
According to the best of my ability.
According to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much, Joe. Thank you, Joe.
Have a seat.
You guys want to have Mom take a seat? Yeah. All right, you guys go ahead. Take this. Congratulations, Judge. Thank you, Joe. How are you? Happy New Year. Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't have any script or speech prepared, and I know being a lawyer that probably scares an awful lot of you, but I will be brief. I'm the first one, so I don't want to certainly take too much time. I really just want to thank, first and foremost, my family who were just up here surrounding me. to be involved in a campaign is not, you think about the one person who's running, but it's way more than that, and it starts with my family. My family who supported me some 6 years ago, the first time I did it, and this is now the third campaign. It takes an awful lot of sacrifice on their part. So first and foremost, I need to thank my wife, Junann, for allowing me to do this. It's something she knows I love doing, I'm proud to do, and she supports me in every way, even though that means sacrifices for her and my family. I mean, it was very appropriate that they came up with me because all of my children have kind of borne a little bit of the cost of running a campaign or having a campaign that goes on for months and me not being around as much as I would like to be or as I need to be. So thank you, Amanda, Lauren, Jack, and Julia for your sacrifices as well and what it means to kind of shore things up on the home front. I also need to thank my campaign committee. It was not a large group, but it was a group that really helped me tremendously and kept me focused, gave me great ideas, was there for the lawn sign blitz, for canvassing with me, and it was a lot of work for them and a lot of sacrifice. So I know Tony DiBiase and Patty are here today. I have some friends here as well that are attending in support of me, who weren't on my campaign, but that have been just tremendous friends as well. The court staff as well at Irondequoit Town Court, they're second to none. And they have had to endure some changes this year. We've had 3 retirements in 2015 and another one in 2016 coming. But boy, we've really, we have a new administrator and things are really going well. And they've been called upon to do a little bit more work, each of them, but they've just shored it up and have really done a great job. So I'd like to commend all the clerks and the entire staff of Irondequoit Town Court, second to none in the county. It's no coincidence that I had Judge Janier and Judge Valentino swear me in. We have our own courts. We run our own courts. We're all part of Irondequoit Town Court, but Judge Janier has his cases, Judge Valentino has his, and I have mine. But we are a unified front in how we do our job, and we stay in touch constantly. And I respect them tremendously as my brethren on the bench, as the professionals they are, but they're more than that to me. These two people would do anything to help anybody, and they have certainly done it with me. We've all had our personal struggles and things we've had to contend with, at least in the 4.5 years that I've been on the bench here in Irondequoit. And to a fault, these two men are just, you should all be proud to have them as your justices and as members of your community. You're more than my brethren, you're my true friends, and I thank you. I need to also thank not just my campaign committee, but the town and the Republican committees at the county level as well. It's great to have the support and to be able to go out knowing that you're supported by the people that you kind of rely on to be able to do this. Finally, and if I've forgotten anybody, I tried not to name too many people because I don't want to separate anybody out. Everybody's just been a tremendous help to me, and I want everybody to know that. But lastly, I want to thank you. When I say you, the people in this room, obviously, but also the voting community in Irondequoit for re-electing me. I truly consider it a privilege to serve in this capacity. I don't take it for granted. I am humbled by it. And I will do, as my oath said, discharge my duties to the best of my ability, so help me God. You know, they call the local courts, the justice courts, town and village courts, the courts closest to the people. And I truly believe that this is where, if you can affect change anywhere with people, it's in the town and village courts. And that's not lost on me with every case I have. I want you to know that. So I'm proud to be your town justice, to have run re-election because you have voted for me to be your town justice, but I want you to be just as proud of me. So thank you all very much, ladies and gentlemen.
I'd next like to ask County Legislator Joseph Carbone to come forward to take the oath of office. Dr. Joe Carbone joined the county legislature in 2012, continues his podiatric practice in Irondequoit, and he was recently elected vice president of the county legislature, something I told him we share since I was a former vice president of the Monroe County Legislature. He's joined today by his daughter Roma, and Judge Janier is going to deliver the oath of office.
We figured out which hand to go on from the last guy.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
If you'll repeat after me, I, Joseph Carbone,
I, Joseph Carbone,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution
and the
of
Constitution
the State of New York,
of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties
the duties
of office of Monroe County Legislator
of office of Monroe County Legislature
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, I have notes. Thank you, Assemblyman Morelli. Thank you, Supervisor Bello, for including us in these proceedings. As our year comes to a close, I'd like to thank you for the honor and privilege of representing the 16th District of Irondequoit in the Monroe County Legislature. We've worked diligently on issues ranging from tackling taxes to growing and creating jobs. Some of the things we've accomplished this year in the legislature that impacts Irondequoit directly include canceling the pilot agreement with Medley Center and initiating foreclosure proceedings. That process is ongoing, and we expect to have continued success going forward, and it's our hope that the property will soon become a positive addition to our community. We've updated the zoo master plan, which ensures that our zoo maintains its rating as one of the best mid-sized zoos in the nation. And finally, relocation of the Cornell Cooperative Extension Facility to St. Paul Boulevard. The Cornell Cooperative Extension links Cornell University researchers with local agricultural development efforts to maximize our community's agricultural and horticultural efforts. I have so many people to thank. First and foremost, the people of Irondequoit, who have had enough faith in me to re-elect me to serve another 4-year term. I'd like to thank the chairman of the 4 parties that endorsed my candidacy. Chairman Bill Rylick of the Republican Party, Chairman Tom Cook of the Conservative Party, Chairman Steve Korn of the Independence Party, and Chairman Jesse Lenny of the Working Families Party. All my volunteers and financial supporters, because without them, the grassroots efforts, I couldn't have done this. I have the members of the Irondequoit Republican Committee, and I don't want to mention too many people, but 3 people really did a lot for me: Mike Valeni, Dave Haas, and Tim Quimlin. And last but not least, my family. My daughter Roma held the Bible. My mother's here, my sister, my brother-in-law, and my nephew. My wife Mary unfortunately had to work today, and as many of you know, she does the news for Time Warner, and the news waits for no one, not even me. My mother is responsible for all those signs up and down Pine Grove Avenue. So when they really bugged you, you can thank her. In conclusion, you have my pledge that I will work diligently in the Monroe County Legislature to ensure Irondequoit remains the greatest place to live in Monroe County. Thank you again. God bless, and have a happy, healthy new year. Thank you.
I'd now like to call up Monroe County Legislator Joseph Morelli, Jr. To come forward to take the oath of office. Joseph Morelli, Jr., I know a little bit about his biography. I shouldn't have to read this. Was appointed to the Monroe County Legislature in January of 2013, reelected in November of 2013, and reelected now to a second term. Legislator Morelli's top priority has been to ensure that younger Irondequoit residents are able to stay in this town. He is joined by his mother, Mary Beth, and his grandmother, Juliet, and I have the pleasure of administering the oath of office. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Joseph Morelli, Jr.,
I, Joseph Morelli, Jr.,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Monroe County Legislator
of the office of Monroe County Legislator
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I also don't have anything prepared, but I want to first thank the people of Irondequoit, who several years ago gave me the opportunity to serve in such an amazing capacity as their county legislator, and I've taken that to heart and worked diligently on the people of this community, not only in the entire county of Monroe, but certainly the people of Monroe County. I want to thank my family who is here today. My girlfriend Nicole, my friend Zach, who traveled all the way from Long Island, my Uncle Paul, my mother and father, my grandmother, and my grandfather, who's not here with us today, but I know is with me in spirit, my sister and brother who are at home, and to the people who worked on my campaign, Kristen Anderson, and to our Irondequoit leader, Dave Seeley, who worked so hard to make sure that all of us who are elected have the support behind us that we need. I look forward to continuing to serve. It's a great privilege to serve, and will continue to do so to the best of my ability. Thank you, and Happy New Year.
I'd now like to ask Town Council member Nicole Hushler-Ray to come forward to receive the oath of office. Nicole was first appointed to the board in 2015 and just won election to her first full term. She's an Irondequoit native. It doesn't say here on here, but an Eastridge Lancer. Go Lancers. A Irondequoit native, active member of the Ridge Culver Fire Department. Council member Hushler-Ray is joined today by her husband Justin, and I have the privilege of administering the oath of office.
Right hand right.
Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Nicole Hushler-Ray,
I, Nicole Hushler-Ray,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office of Town Council member
the duties of the office of Town Council member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. I'm taking a little bit of a risk not having notes since I'm not quite yet a seasoned politician. So I'm just going to thank everybody that has helped me transition from an appointed official to elected, which has truly been the highest honor of my life, especially being able to do so in the capacity of serving my hometown. So I first would like to thank my colleagues on the town board and Supervisor Bello for giving me this opportunity initially, particularly Councilman Seeley, who I like to refer to as Coach, and who I called probably far too many times a day. And I joked right after Election Day, when having to make a life decision here and there, I almost went to call him. So I appreciate him putting up with all my nonsense. The second individual who's always put up with a lot throughout the campaign, and quite frankly, our whole marriage, is my husband, Justin. So thank you. Thank you. And my family, many of which whom are here, I've got aunts, uncles, I think a cousin or two, my in-laws, Trish and Steve, my mother, Paula, thank you so much for walking with me door to door, giving me confidence on days that I really don't think that I actually even wanted to get out of bed. So it means the world to me to have the most absolutely amazing team behind me. And lastly, of course, Irondequoit residents. Again, being appointed was an absolute honor, and just to be tapped and given the faith to and trust to serve my community, but to actually be elected by my peers here in Irondequoit it just means the world to me, and I thank you for that. And I'd lastly like to thank my grandfather, who too, I lost my grandfather right around the same time that the Morelli family did lose their patriarch, and I most definitely would not be standing here today if it weren't for that man. Not sure where I would be, actually. So this is absolutely for him, and I know he's here with us as well. So thank you all.
I'd next like to invite Town Council Member John Perticone to come forward to receive the oath of office. John Perticone has served on the town board since 2008. He's the old man on the board now, John. He had a long and distinguished career with the Plumbers and Pipe Fitters Local 13. He is joined by his lovely wife, Michelle, and to administer the oath of office is Supervisor Adam Bello.
Repeat after me.
I, John Perticone,
I, John Perticone,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution
that I will support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the
the
office
duties of the office
of Town Council Member
of Town Council Member
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you all. First of all, before I get started, I have to wish my wife a happy birthday today, before I get going. And thank you, Majority Leader Morelli, for those kind words, your support and friendship, and being the MC for this event today. Thank you very much. And welcome everyone here today, and those are there watching at home. I want to personally congratulate each and every one here taking the oath of office. It's a lot of hard work to run for office, not only for the candidates and like they all talked about, a lot of sacrifice that their family does make. Thank you to my wife, Michelle, for the times I was absent around the house and our late dinners and also helping out with my campaign. My immediate family, close friends for their support. To my colleagues on the town board, Lori Barnum, Dave Seeley, a really big thank you to Dave, who really put a lot of time and effort into the campaign for all of us. The day-to-day planning, complete strategy and structure to the campaign, I cannot thank you enough. To my running mates this year, Supervisor Bello and Nicole Hushler-Ray. Supervisor Bello, although he ran unopposed this year, which was well-deserving, he worked as hard as not harder than the rest of us throughout the whole campaign. To Nicole, I was extremely happy when she took the appointment to the town board earlier this year, and even more pleased when she decided to take on the hard work and commitment of a campaign and continue serving our town. The residents will not be disappointed. She is young, bright, and will bring a lot of ideas as well as energy to the board. And I am honored to have been once again reelected by so many people who I've known for many years and by some great people that I've never met. To once again allow me to serve the town for another term. A big thank you is for letting me do something that I really, really enjoy doing, being on a town board in a town that has been my home for so long. You know, this time going around the town, I really felt that a totally different attitude with the residents around the town. Whether it was our new library, was built for obvious reasons, but it was more than that, to the residents showing progress and commitment to the future as they felt confident that the trend will continue, whether it's economic development or how the town is functioning as a whole. This has a lot to do with the leadership of our Supervisor Bello, but also to our department heads and employees. Your hard work and commitment to the town has not been unnoticed throughout the town from residents and has been greatly, greatly appreciated. You know, we all call Irondequoit the town for a lifetime. When I was walking around town and coming across residents that, you know, their parents are still in the homes, and I went to school with their children. Like my mom, she still lives in the house that my sister and I grew up in. And I would go to a few houses, and I'd say, did you buy this house from so-and-so? Well, yeah, how did you know? Well, you know, I knew who grew up here. I played basketball in the driveway. I swam in their pool. So, you know, some of these people, they're like the third or maybe the fourth owners of this home that was built in the 30s. So the trend continues throughout town because people are staying around town. And when I see this, it's really makes me feel good because I've been in town my whole life. And you know, I was having a conversation with some really nice people, and I went to school with their kids, and they said, John, You know, when you were in school, did you run out the back door one night? My husband and I got home early one night from going out. Nah, I don't think so. I think that was, I think I was studying that night. That wouldn't have been me. So that's when you know you've personally been in the town your whole life. When they remember kids running out the back door. And through it all, we share a common vision. That is to see our community prosper and move in a positive direction. Thank you so very much. May God bless all in our wonderful town. And Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you. I don't want to grab your note. Yeah, I know. You'll be lost. Thanks, Joe.
It's now my pleasure to ask for our final oath of office today. I'd like to invite Supervisor Adam Bello to come forward. After just 2 short years in office, Supervisor Bello has taken incredible strides to enhance our community's economic development, public safety, and quality of life programs. Joining Adam today are his wife Megan and his 2 children, Jackson and Anna. And I do want to acknowledge his beautiful mother, Gail Bello, former member of the Irondequoit Town Council, is here with his dad, Jim Bello. So, Megan, take it away.
Can I add a few clauses, or?
Yeah, right.
All right.
All right, guys. You got it? All right, hold it nice and high.
Right there.
Good job.
Okay. I, Adam J. Bello,
I, Adam J. Bello,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and the Constitution of the State of New York,
and that I will faithfully discharge
and that I will faithfully discharge
the duties of the office
the duties of the office
of Town Supervisor
of Town Supervisor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. You did a great job. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you to the kids. Did a great job, didn't they? They held that thing nice and high. We only practiced like once, so that was pretty good. So I want to thank you all for being here, and honestly, a big round of applause for Joe Morelli for emceeing today's event and giving up his holiday to do this for us today. There's a lot of people that I want to thank for making this all possible today, and I want to start by thanking my family, Megan, Jack, and Anna, for standing up here and participating with me. It's been said by a few others up here today, we talk about sacrifice and public service and campaigns. They're not Monday through Friday 9-to-5 jobs. They require sacrifice, not just on the part of the public official or the candidate running for office, but even more so on the part of their family. And it's always been important to me that despite my responsibilities here, and much to the chagrin of my scheduler, I always make time for the T-ball games and dance recitals and Sunday family dinners. But there's always plenty of things that I do miss, and there are even more things that I end up dragging this Bello crew with me. So they've got to experience a lot over the last couple of years, whether they liked it or not. So their willingness to make these sacrifices with me and their support means the world to me. So thank you to them. I also want to thank my mom and dad, without who, of course, we wouldn't be here today. They are incredibly supportive and generous, and for my in-laws, Jim and Kathy Feely, for all of their support and encouragement as well. I know grandparents love spending time with their grandkids, but given our hectic schedules over the last several months between Megan and I, they sure got their fill of their grandkids. So, and oftentimes on very short notice, so thank you guys, thank you for everything and for your support. And of course, thank you to the rest of my family, my grandparents, Jean and June, my Aunt Lori, Becky, Angel, Greg, Becky, Josh, Carrie, Patrick, Sarah, Nick, Abby, Gavin, Alyssa, and of course, my niece, Natalie. Where's Natalie? There you are. And Natalie makes sure everyone at Durand Eastman School, and I mean everyone, is up to speed on what her uncle, the town supervisor, who she also thinks is a little like the president, is up to. And that's very cool. So thank you, Natalie. And a big thank you to my friend and mentor, Majority Leader Joe Morelli. There are many reasons some people engage in public service and politics, some better than others. But Joe Morelli exemplifies what it means to be an extraordinary public servant, motivated not out of self-interest, but what is good for our community. When struggling with tough decisions, I rely on Joe for advice and counsel. And he always has a way of boiling things down by very simply saying, what's the right thing to do? He's somebody I truly strive to emulate in public service and leads by example. He's the leader of an amazing team and deserves our thanks for what he does for our community. So thank you, Joe. I also want to thank Chairwoman Jamie Romeo, Chairman Tom Cook, Chairman Steve Corin, and Chairman Jesse Lenny for their faith, confidence, and support of our team. We couldn't have done it without them. And of course to my partners on the town board, John, Lori, Dave, and Nicole, who work as a team to make this place work. They really are just great people who I really feel honored and privileged with to work on a day-to-day basis, so thank you. And I also want to recognize and thank the town staff and department heads, many of whom are here today. There are far too many to acknowledge by name, but I want this community to know that I work with nothing but the best professionals who are dedicated to making Irondequoit a better place, and I'm blessed to work with them day in and day out. And finally, thank you all for taking time out on your New Year's Day to be here. It's hard to believe 2 years have already passed since I stood with family, friends, and neighbors to take the oath of office. It's a genuine thrill and pleasure to stand here and do it again, especially in Irondequoit, where, let's face it, we practice democracy with gusto. You just never know. So I want to take the moment for a special shout out to all those people who helped on my campaign. Jeff and Kristen, who are more friends than coworkers, and who now can't escape me no matter how hard they try. Whether it's at work, home, or wherever you are, I'm never more than a phone call away or a text. Dave, Sean, Tad, Dana, Jimmy, Chris, Becky, Sarah, Dave, and Jason. Thank you all so much for your support, your guidance, and for making today possible. This really is a team effort. You cannot do it alone. And I'm not only relieved to be back here today, but I'm also very proud because I can honestly say that the promises we made 2 years ago have been kept, and then some. You'll recall we had a long to-do list with lots of old problems to fix and new plans to pursue. And I'll admit it was an ambitious list and risky, since making promises is always easier than keeping them. As always, Yogi Berra said it best, it's tough to make predictions, especially about the future. Fortunately, though, we had 3 factors working in our favor. An amazing staff ready to get to work on day one, a talented, dedicated, and energetic town board ready to roll up their sleeves and get to work, and a great town to lead. Right away, the odds were on our side. If there was a theme to my first term, it was dealing with today in order to prepare for tomorrow. Medley Center, the new library, the first revised master plan in 30 years, reorganizing Town Hall to make it more user-friendly for residents and businesses, a town government that lives within its means and puts taxpayers first, attracting $20 million in new commercial construction, and securing more than $1 million from New York State to help keep our town moving forward at every level. New studies to determine how best to meet our transportation needs, serve our seniors, and revitalize the Seabreeze corridor. Working to build a strong sense of shared community through residential improvement programs, Good Neighbor Awards, and events like Winterfest, where everyone from Irondequoit, east, west, and yes, north, south too, can share good times together even when there's too much snow on the ground. And finally, supporting the finest police department in our area. I know events like last night's arrest of a potential terrorist can be a cause for concern, but I want to assure Irondequoit that we are in good hands because of the hard-working men and women who are patrolling our streets and keeping us safe. I'm confident in our safety because of them and Chief Tantillo's leadership. We are in good hands, and let's give them a round of applause. So yeah, it was ambitious, and yet, in my opinion, it was simply what needed to be done, especially in a town where politics too often divided us and where bad news sometimes only seemed, mind you, to outweigh the good. I think we've all seen the change. There's an optimism that wasn't there as much before, a sense of relief that we're finding ways to agree rather than argue. We did all that we have done because we were determined to build a more unified Irondequoit where you can truly do it all, live, work, and play, where businesses prosper, and where families measure their time here in generations. Over the past 24 months, we've laid the foundation for a community stronger than ever before. We're back on track, and the challenge in 2016 is to stay on track, to keep our eyes on the future while never forgetting our past or our fundamental obligations to the citizens and taxpayers of Irondequoit. As supervisor and as a father of 2 children who I hope will choose to raise their own families in Irondequoit, that's the promise my team and I are making today. I'd say it's a New Year's resolution, but nobody keeps those. So I'll go ahead and call it a promise. So once again, thank you for sharing this special occasion, and on behalf of myself and everyone here at Town Hall, our best wishes for a happy, prosperous New Year. God bless you.
Thank you, Supervisor Bello. Before I conclude, there is going to be some additional work that will take place following the benediction, and there will be a town board meeting, so there will be a short recess prior to the town board meeting. Guests are certainly welcome to join us for that, but if you don't want to see the organizational meeting, and there may be a few of you who will find that less than exhilarating, you're welcome to step out during the recess, and there is going to be a reception across the way in the in the meeting rooms at the Irondequoit Public Library. Let me, before we ask the Reverend to come up to give his benediction, I'd like to ask a dear friend of mine to sing the national anthem for us. Barbara Quinn is a dear friend. I would say how long we've been friends. Barbara would give away our age, and I don't want to do that. But she has been a long-time contributor to this community and a dear friend, and I'd like to ask her to come forward to sing the national anthem.
All rise, please. Please join me in singing our national anthem. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
And now to conclude this portion, I'd like to ask the Reverend to come forward and give a benediction.
Before I offer the benediction, I would like to invite us into a spirit of prayer. Let us pray. On this first day of the new year, we have said a lot of things that probably more than we can know for certain about what is to come. We can only hope. But even though hope is a difficult vocation that you call us to, the new year is upon us, O God, and we are ever hopeful and thankful. And so we pray your blessing of these who have accepted the yoke of authority and responsibility. May they serve with honor, dignity, and humility. Blessed be your name, O God, and the many names by which the diverse peoples of our community know and call you. Amen. This is a beautiful place, And if you look around, you see a lot of creativity. That's because our God is a creative God. And God is a loving God, a God of faith and hope and love, a God of patience and perseverance and peace, a God of kindness and gentleness and generosity. May this God bless and keep us, God's face shine upon us, and God's countenance be with us always. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Reverend. Again, when you're the majority leader, you give directions a lot, and you give them multiple times. So we'll be taking a short break to do the organizational meeting. People are all certainly free, and we would encourage you to join us in the library across the way for a reception. So thank you all very much, and God bless you.
All right. I'm going to call this meeting to order and calling the town clerk to call the roll.
Guess we're still under.
Councilwoman Barnum.
Present.
Councilwoman Hush-LaRae.
Here.
Councilman Perticone.
Here.
Councilman Seeley. Here. Supervisor Bello.
Here.
And attorney for the town.
Here.
Thank you.
Thanks, Barbara.
Items for board action. Item number 1, authorizing the appointment of the town clerk for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
All right. And we are appointing Barbara Janier, the town's fantastic town clerk, to
you.
another term. Thank you for your service, Barbara.
Thank
Yeah, right.
Thank you.
We got to vote still. Yeah. and you're,
I already have the Y down.
yeah, right. Okay. And
No, not really.
that's funny. All right. Thanks, Barbara, and thank you for keeping us organized and for everything you do. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Barbara.
Thank you. Item number 2, appointment of a deputy supervisor for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second. Great. Thank you, guys. I do want to say just one quick word about John Perticone, who has served as my deputy supervisor for the past 2 years, and I've known for a number of years. He's a friend and a colleague. John is one of those individuals who never hesitates to step up. He never hesitates to come into town hall. He is here as much as anybody who works here. This guy is here every day, is responsible in large part for building our brand new library that everybody is so proud of, and really holding everybody together through this process, which is not an easy thing to do when we're building a new municipal building. Keeping our architects, our engineers, our designers, our planners, the staff, the public, the library board, the trustees, the friends of the library, everybody together to make this project not just the best library in New York State, but on time and under budget. Is just an extraordinary thing. So he's been a great partner at Town Hall and a great friend, and this makes me very happy to be able to put forward his name as the deputy supervisor for the town of Arundequoit.
Well, I just want to thank everybody, and I appreciate it. Very humble to be the deputy supervisor under the guidance and direction of Adam as well as the town board. I really appreciate it. It's something that I really enjoy doing, like I said before. But everybody's voting yes, right? Well, okay. Yeah, I'm going to abstain.
With that, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations,
Thank you.
John.
Congratulations, John.
Item number 3, authorizing the appointment of Director of the Department of Community Development for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. And this is Jeff McCann has served as our Director of Development for the last several months here at town, helping us with several projects in town, including our troubled properties, which we're going to take action on in just a few minutes here, in addressing some of these vacant homes around town. He also serves in the capacity as my Chief of Staff, who is in my office every day, providing counsel, advice, and, of course, friendship, and we couldn't do it without Jeff. And so I'm very happy to be able to put his name forth for a 2-year term as Director of Community Development. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Jeff.
Item number 4, bonding town officers, clerks, and employees.
Can I have a motion? And a second?
Second.
Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 5, designating an official town newspaper.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
And the town newspaper is the Arundequoit Post. Any questions or comments from the town board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 6, opening competitive bids.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. And again, this is just a couple of housekeeping resolutions that we have to do here. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
authorizing the appointment of comptroller to the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
Move.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you, and it's I think the town board's honor and pleasure to once again appoint Annie Seeley to serve as a town comptroller. I've gotten to know Annie. Actually, I've known Annie for years, but I've gotten to know her very well over the last 2 years, keeping us on track, on budget, making sure that we're doing everything we're supposed to be doing, and she does a fantastic job leading her whole team and the staff over there in the comptroller's department, and is just doing a fantastic job. So thank you, Annie, for your service. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Annie. Yeah, right. That's the only corner.
Item number 8, requiring checks to be countersigned by the comptroller.
Can I have a motion? And a second. Any questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 9, authorizing the appointment of a town historian for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
Move.
And a second.
Second.
Thank you. We are again reappointing our longtime historian, Patricia Wayne, who's here today. She is probably the most knowledgeable person I know about the history of the town of Arundequoit, who's taught me a lot about where we were. So it better helps prepare us about where we're going, and including everything to the Arundequoit melon, which I still have told her we are going to find a seed and plant the Arundequoit melon once again. So I'm going to do it, Pat. So any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Pat.
Item number 10, authorizing the appointment of a bingo inspector for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second? Thank you. And our bingo inspector is Mark Bigsby, who was just appointed to the job a couple months ago, or last month, and 2 weeks ago. There we go. And is going to serve another full term. So congratulations, Mark. He's been doing a fantastic job the last couple weeks. So any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Item number 11, authorizing a reappointment to the town zoning board of appeals.
Move.
Motion and a second.
Second.
Great, thank you guys. And the member we're reappointing today is Michael LaPerry, who's here today. He has served on has been serving on the zoning board of appeals. Has been doing a fantastic job. Serves the town with dignity and is always prepared and takes this job very seriously, which is not easy. This is not an easy job to do. So our thanks go out to you for your service and for willingness to do this again. Anybody have any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Item number 12, authorizing reappointment to the town's audit committee.
Can I have a motion?
Move.
And a second?
Second.
Great, thank you. The town's audit committee, we're reappointing the members that served last year. They are Rachel Adonis, Francis Ostrander, Matt Quinlan, and Don Sinton. They have worked very well last year together with Annie and her staff and with the town auditors to look over the books, and again took their position and their role here very seriously and did their due diligence in going over the books, and I think we would be lucky to have them all back again next year. So with that, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Item number 13, authorizing appointments to the town planning board.
Can I have a motion? And a second.
Second.
Okay, and we're making 3 appointments on the board. The first one is to reappoint the chairman of the planning board, Peter Wayner, as chair. We are appointing a new member to the board, Kimmy Romeo, who's here with us today, and also an alternate to the planning board, because Kimmy was our alternate. She's moving to a full member, and our new alternate is going to be Alan Richards, who's with us today, too. These individuals are obviously Arundequoit residents, but they are, again, just hardworking, dedicated individuals who I know are going to just do a fantastic job and throw themselves in. Again, these are not easy jobs to do, and they take a lot of time and due diligence to go through the work and the applications. And my thanks to you for being willing to serve, and of course to Peter, who is just a great chairman of the board and keeps everybody in order. So thank you for your service. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations.
Item number 14, authorizing the appointment of Commissioner of Public Works for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a
Moved.
motion and a second?
Second.
Great. This is, we are reappointing Patrick Meredith, who's been the Commissioner of DPW. He, again, a fixture not just here, but all over town with our roads, our sidewalks, the plowing, and everything else, handling now, overseeing the Community Services Department with our parks and rec facilities as well, is just doing a fantastic job serving our residents, and I think he's worthy of reappointment to the job. So, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 15, authorizing the appointment of Deputy Commissioner of Public Works for the town of Arundequoit.
Can I have a motion?
Moved.
And a second.
Second.
And again, we are reappointing our Deputy Commissioner, Bob Kiley, who's been serving in the role for about a year and a half. And it's funny, the way Bob actually came to work here, Patrick asked if we could hire, nobody really knows the story, I'm just going to take a moment of personal privilege here. Patrick actually had asked that we hire a Deputy Commissioner, and we were putting it off last year until really the need presented itself, and we knew this was something the town really needed in order to keep moving forward. And I had met Bob at a conservation board meeting, and after the conservation board meeting, I said to Patrick, you know, that's an interesting guy. We should really consider him for the DPW, this Deputy DPW Commissioner job. Pat goes, yeah, Adam, that's the guy I've been asking you to hire for the Deputy DPW Commissioner job. I said, oh, okay, so there it is. So great minds think alike, and Bob came on board and has been doing a fantastic job, particularly working and overseeing our Parks Department and things like that within the Community Services Department. So with that, any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Congratulations, Bob.
Item number 16, authorizing the award of a contract for the demolition of 55 Seacliff Road and 159 Montcalm Road.
Can I have a motion?
So moved.
And a second?
Second.
Thank you. This resolution is the culmination of a lot of hard work on behalf of a lot of people at Town Hall. This is a big step in our, what we like to call our troubled properties legislation that we passed earlier this year to help try to deal with and address the issue of vacant properties in Arundequoit that are really driving down property values in their neighborhoods. And this is a problem not unique to Arundequoit. It's a problem that exists throughout Monroe County, New York State, and really the country. But we earlier this year passed a set of new laws, really the most comprehensive laws, I think, in the state of New York in trying to address these properties. And what we have here tonight are the first two that went through our process, one on Seacliff Road and the other on Montcalm Drive, that are really in a state of disrepair. And the town board several months ago ordered the houses to be demolished because they're unsafe and should not be there. And tonight, because they were not demolished, and yet the town is going to order them demolished, and we will, and it will be at the expense of the property owners. So this is a good first step. This is going to be a great enhancement to those neighborhoods over in Seabreeze and again on Montcalm to really remove these properties that have really become not just an eyesore but really a risk to public safety. So I want to thank Jeff, Carrie, Greg Merrick, who's done lion's share of work on this, Carrie Ivers, Jeff McCann, and the entire code staff, our attorneys, Laura Smith from Harder Seacrest, and everybody involved, and of course LaBella Associates, the town engineer, for working through this with us in the bid process. So what the town board is doing tonight, or this afternoon, is approving the award of a contract for the demolition of both of those houses, which is going to take place in the next couple of months. Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Item number 17, authorizing the supervisor to enter into a lease purchase agreement with First Niagara Leasing for the financing of 2 articulated wheel loaders with blowers and V-plow attachments and 1 40-foot bucket truck for the Department of Public Works.
Can I have a motion? And a second.
Second.
Thank you again. As the clerk stated, this is equipment that the town board purchased last year, and this is approving just the financing of it so that we can close the books on that purchase. Any other questions or comments from the board? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. That is the balance of our agenda. I thank you for staying and being here today. And again, I wish you all a very happy New Year. With that, I had to entertain a motion to adjourn. And a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Irondequoit Town Board on ICAT 12, Irondequoit's government access channel.